Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Adereri. I'm here this morning to talk about pragmatic socialism, the Okparanomics. This is Michael Okpara in action, Dr. Michael Iheonukara Okpara, the premier of the Old Eastern region between 1959 to 1966, a period of less than 7 years. For most of you who may not aware, Dr. Michael Iheonukara Okpara was the premier of the Old Eastern region of Nigeria from 1959 to 1966. And within this period of 7 years, he developed massive, integrated and interlinked industrial parks across most of the cities in the Old Eastern region. In fact, for most of you who may not be aware, the two largest of the industrial estates in Nigeria today, the Amadi Industrial Estate and the Emene Industrial Estate in Enugu, were built by Dr. Michael Iheonukara Okpara. Michael did not just wake up to start building. Michael, as a scientist and a medical practitioner, understood clearly the importance of diagnostics, the importance of doing research, the importance of, first of all, designing and identifying the solution and the problems before applying solutions. Firstly, he laid the theoretical foundations of what he wanted to do when he engaged the service of one of the foremost U.S. consulting firms, Amadi, to design a planned phased industrialization program focused on rapid industrialization of the Old Eastern region based on what he tagged pragmatic socialism. In fact, Michael's vision was to put affordable food on the table of the average citizen of the Old Eastern region. Michael's Eastern region, under his control and governance, had the biggest and largest waterfall of all the regions in Nigeria. And he was not a thief, he was not a looter, he was passionate, he was honest, he was a patriot. And to breathe life into his vision and to clinically execute it, Dr. Michael Okpara established the Eastern Nigeria Development Corporation, ENDC, which was focused on an integrated industrial plan across the entire Eastern region. No, I've always said it. And some of us have freely given our consultancy services to the government, sent out proposals on how we can recreate the Michael Okpara vision. But unfortunately, most of the governors in Nigeria, especially those of the Old Eastern region that is made up of 9 states today, the 5 southeastern states, Cross River, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Bayelsa, are not serious or desirous of replicating what Michael Okpara did, breathing life into his visions and driving governance in a way that it will bring about all-inclusive prosperity for the people. Michael was a shepherd, unlike today's hirelings, who are only after what they will steal, what they will kill, what they will steal, and what they will loot. Michael consulted with the best. In Nigeria, they don't consult with the best. They only consult with the thinkbooks and those who can help them to loot and fritter money. And then we've always told them they can actually stem loot without losing sight of governance. Since they are in their DNA, it's already programmed that if they don't loot, they will die. But they should also seek out deep, creative, knowledgeable human beings to help them recreate this Michael Okpara's vision. For most of you who may not aware, some of the key industrial projects that Michael established under his leadership included in Portharcourt, the current River State. The Amadi Industrial Estate was built by Michael Okpara. That time they had companies like Michelin tires, aluminium factories, glass factories, and even the seaport expansion. The current Tone seaport you see and other things were done by Michael Okpara. And many of you are not aware that Michelin was brought into Nigeria by Michael Okpara. But of course, we couldn't allow manage them well and they left. In Enugu, we had the Enugu Emene Industrial Estate. The Emene Industrial Estate had industries like Niger Steel, the asbestos cement factory, the hotel presidential. For most of you who may not understand, Michael understood that no country can industrialize without having, being self-reliant on steel industry. The current Ajokuta steel industry was supposed to be in Portharcourt, in one part near River Niger there. But because of politics, Nigeria is the only place where they moved steel factory deep 500 kilometers from the nearest coastal waters. All over the world, steel factories are located near coastal waters. But Nigeria, politics triumphed our common sense, and today we are suffering it. After wasting tens of billions, we are not self-reliant on steel. In Aba, we saw the establishment of large textile mills and other factories that were established in Aba under Michael. But you know what? We had the shoe industry and other ones. In Nkalago today, we had the Nkalago Niger Sem, which is in today Ebonyi State. In Umuahia, we had the Golden Guinea Breweries, the modern ceramic industry, and all the rest of them. In Calabar, we had the Kasemco, the Calabar Cement Company. In Onitsha, we had the Pepsi Cola plant and other things he did. We had massive agro parks. We had the 4,800 hectares Irei Agro Industrial Park. I met a 78-year-old man who told me a story of that they had schools. They had hospitals, they had shopping malls. That he was in a for more than a year without leaving that place. You know, that was a vision of a man who saw tomorrow. From here, you will see massive 6,000 lattice rubber plantation, cocoa everywhere. Michael, Olonna, all of them. The man built the fastest growing economy in the whole of the Commonwealth, growing at an average rate of cumulative growth average rate of 9.5% per annum. You know, these industries were not just developed, as a single thing. It was developed as a cohesive industrial program across the region, across most of it, funded by agriculture and other things. There was no crude oil revenue to drive these things like we have today. Most of us are not aware that, you know, we have been talking about how the governors of the Southeast, under working with the Southeast Development Corporation, can work with the private sector, like separate to develop more gas processing plants and develop industrial parks where we have, you know, that was why I commend Governor Hope Uzodinma for what he has done. Hope Uzodinma has set up the Orashi Industrial Park, which intend to utilize the gas being produced by ANO and other things there. He's also doing massive energy projects and all this stuff. Kudos to Hope. And we expect all the governors to Southeast to come together to do more in this regard. You know, most of us are not aware that as far back in 1962, the first industrial gas utilization to power industries in West Africa was conceived and executed by Dr. Iheonukara Okpara. 1962, 1963. In fact, Lagos began to enjoy use of gas for industrial complexes in 2000. After the Escraville pipeline was laid. Michael saw this thing start 7 years before Lagos State. Most people are not aware that under Michael Okpara's administration, he was the first to deliver a gas pipeline built by Shell BP Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria, SPDC, from Oyibo to Amadi Industrial Layout. Most people are not aware. The oldest region under Michael Okpara was far ahead of the other regions. Far ahead. The whole of the Commonwealth. He built one of the most efficient police force in the whole of West Africa. His police force were so efficient, were so professional that when they wanted countries in the Central African wanted people to help them make peace, they did not ask for the Nigerian police. They asked for Michael Okpara's police. Aba Sports Club was built 10 years before the Ikoyi Sports Club because most of the elites and the entrepreneurs were concentrated in Aba. Frederick Rotimi Williams had his presence in Aba. They understood that recreation was very, very important for the uber rich and the elites. All these things were done in under 7 years by Dr. Michael Okpara without the fossil fuel revenue. And Michael never stole a dime. His sons never stole. His wife never stole. His grandchildren never stole. His brothers and sisters did not steal. Michael did not allocate any land to himself out of the whole things he was building. The only thing Michael left was his good name and legacy. And today the man lives in eternity. The man is a god, not even a human being. We are pleading with, you know, the problem we have is that in Nigeria, is that we have a group of elitist bandits who are not after the best of what they can achieve, who are not like Latif Jakonde or Desa Mumbakwe, who are not like Awolowo, who are not like Dr. Michael Okpara. What we have today is a bunch of kleptos, both in public and private sector, who sees life as all about how to steal, how to loot. You know, it's so shameful. Can we recreate what a man saw 50, 55 years ago? Yes, we can. Can we build economies of the old Eastern region and the Southeast to be bigger than Singapore today? Yes, we can. Can we build infrastructure like Michael Okpara did? Do a ring-fence rail project that connect all the old Eastern region to the One Port, to Orashi Port, to Ndoke Port? Yes, we can. Can we build a seaport that can take about 4 million metric tons of goods, 1,500, 2,000, 20-feet containers, a river port. Yes, we can. Can we build the economy of the old Eastern region to become $1 trillion economy? Not even that of Nigeria. Within a total of 10 years, yes, we can. But everything starts with leadership and followership. The day a majority of us realizes that leadership, it has to do with competencies, integrity, creativity, honesty, and not about what you will bring to equal loot to share. That is the day we will start refusing to collect money to vote bandits. That's the day we will lay down our lives to elect only those with capacities, competencies, and credibility, just in the mode of Dr. Michael Okpara. Do we have people like Dr. Michael Okpara in Nigeria today or in the Oyster? Yes, we have them. Dr. Emene Industrial is one person in the mode and spirit of Dr. Michael Okpara. But today, if we come out now to say, okay, we want to run, we want to do this, we want to do that, Nigeria is the only place where a majority of us are so mentally seceded to support Barnabas instead of good men. Nigeria society today represents the same society that crucified Jesus on the cross of Calvary. We love our killers, we love our destroyers, we love our thieves and bandits. May God have mercy on us. Amen.